for most days of the week for at least a few weeks or often longer. These feelings can appear as a reaction to difficult experiences, such as bullying or relationship difficulties. However, they may also appear without any obvious trigger or reason. This can impact how you feel, think, and behave, and can also stop you from doing some of the things that you normally enjoy doing, like going out with friends or playing sports. Now that you know what low mood is, let's talk about how you can identify the common signs and symptoms of it. These can include intrusive thoughts, such as negative feelings of self or what others may think of you. They think I'm ugly, they don't like me, I don't fit in with them. You may also feel hopeless, like nothing you do is ever good enough. It is also common to experience sleep disturbance, where you struggle to get to sleep or to get out of bed in the morning. This can then lead to feelings of extreme tiredness and not having enough energy to carry out daily activities. You may cry a lot due to feelings of sadness, or experience headaches or tummy aches that are not explained by physical illness. It can also be difficult to concentrate, and you may lack motivation to complete school or home tasks. What do you think keeps your low mood going? This can simply be put down to your negative thoughts. Your negative thoughts cloud the way you interpret situations by blocking out any positivity and only creating a negative way of looking at yourself, the world, and the future. For example, if you fail in an exam, you'll start telling yourself that you're not smart enough, that you're marked down because your teacher doesn't like you, and that you're never going to be able to achieve your dream career because you won't be able to get into a good university. When you're feeling down, you may also find that you're attending to less and less activities. This is completely common and understandable because you feel tired, have less energy, and less motivation to do the things that you previously enjoyed, and often end up spending all your time in bed and doing nothing. We all have thoughts that go through our minds every day. However, when you start to feel low, some of these thoughts can be unhelpful and make you feel bad. We call these types of thoughts negative automatic thoughts. Automatic because they come into your mind without any effort, without giving a choice, and can be difficult to stop. Twisted because they present themselves as facts, but if you examine them closely, you'll usually find that there is little to no evidence for them. They have built themselves on scraps evidence. You believe them because negative thoughts are smart but sneaky. They make sure that you accept them without question because they have brainwashed you into believing whatever they say. They are unhelpful because they take you to a low place and keep you there. It is important for you to be able to spot negative automatic thoughts so that you can challenge them and defeat the feeling of sadness and irritability. To understand low mood further, let's introduce Sarah. Sarah is a 15-year-old girl who lives with her mother and older brother. For the last few weeks, Sarah has been feeling really annoyed with everyone. She feels tired all the time, is struggling to get to sleep at night, and finds it very hard to get out of bed in the morning. She genuinely feels grumpy and hopeless, as things seem to be getting worse. Sarah is arguing with her brother a lot more than usual, and has stopped meeting up with friends after school. She's also spending more time in her room, on her phone, and occasionally watching TV. Sarah has started to get into a lot of trouble at school for turning up late and not completing her homework. Her grades are falling, she's struggling to concentrate, and she has started to get detentions. Sarah used to play netball regularly, both for school and for the local team. Recently, she has lost interest in this and has been missing training. Sarah's teachers have noticed that she is not feeling herself at the moment. They have suggested that she meets with someone to discuss how she feels. Sarah is unsure if talking will be helpful and worries about what her friends might think of her. One reason why Sarah may be experiencing low mood is because she is caught in this vicious cycle. Her thoughts start when she gets home from school. She starts to tell herself that she can't do her homework and that there's no point in trying because she's stupid and never gets anything right. So then she feels hopeless and fed up with herself. She also feels annoyed that no one can understand what she's going through. This then leads her mind focused on how awful today was and being really self-critical, which takes her back to the negative thoughts and feelings. It also leads to behaviours of avoidance. She ignores her friends and doesn't do her homework. Instead, she stays in her room, in bed, and distracts herself with social media. This begins a vicious cycle of low mood where Sarah's negative thoughts lead to negative feelings, and so she develops unhelpful behaviours to help her cope with these thoughts and feelings, which in turn maintains her low mood. It becomes a pattern. However, there are things that you can do to break your vicious cycle. Although it may seem like the most difficult thing to do at the moment, there are many ways in which you can overcome your low mood. This can involve behavioural activation, where you learn how to challenge your unhelpful thoughts and track your activities. You learn strategies to help you respond to your low mood in different ways. You praise yourself for your achievements and recognise your qualities. And you seek support from those who are around you. Now let's look at all of these in more detail. One way of helping you overcome low mood is through challenging your unhelpful thoughts. This allows you to gain an alternative point of view that empowers you and helps you fight back against negative thoughts that may impact your mood. What we know is that responding to your low mood in a different way can help you to think and feel differently. This is also known as behavioural activation. When negative thoughts appear, take a moment to ask yourself, what are the alternatives? What would I tell a friend if they had thought this? Is there evidence for my thought? Is it helpful for me to think this way? Think of a more balanced thought. For example, instead of saying, I can't do anything right, you can start to ask yourself, what could I have done better? Are my thoughts justified? Explore the context of the situation before jumping to any conclusions. Feeling low can be really difficult and lonely, so it is important to have people around you that can help you when things get a little bit too difficult to handle. The backup team are a group of people who are important to you and can provide support in different forms, such as motivational support, whereby they encourage you, practical support, such as helping you get to sessions, or even companionship, taking your mind off low mood by doing pleasurable activities with you. Have a think about the people around you. This could be your friends, families, professionals, teachers, or even religious leaders. It can be helpful to think of some goals about what you would like to change in your life. Lots of young people with low mood find it really difficult to set goals, and the symptoms of low mood can make it even harder to think about how things can be different in the future. Try to ask yourself, if you did not feel low, how would your life be different? What kinds of things would you be doing if you felt a bit better? One of Sarah's goals is to get a good night's sleep. This can be achieved by breaking the goal down into small, achievable steps. Sarah makes her goal specific and measurable by setting a target of 8 hours as good sleep. She recognizes that in order to achieve this, she needs to go to sleep earlier. As a result, this will help her focus more at school. And finally, Sarah sets a realistic time frame to achieve her goal. Our mood can be affected by what we do, when, and with who, which is why it is important to keep track of our daily activities. The first step to behavioural activation is to identify how you're spending your time. This can help you identify what you can change to improve your mood. The best way to do this is by completing an activity diary every day. Research has found that people who write things down do better than those who try to do everything in their heads. What we also know is that not all activities will benefit or reward us in the same way. For example, a lot of you do not enjoy doing your homework, but you may get a sense of achievement from completing it. Similarly, playing a game with your younger sibling might not give you a sense of achievement, but your mood may benefit because you feel a sense of connection with them. Therefore, when filling in the activity, you must think about the ACEs. Does this activity give you a sense of achievement? Do you feel close to others? And did you enjoy it? Here is an example of one way you can fill out your activities. It is important to note down everything, even if it seems irrelevant. Identifying your values is a great way to help you boost your activity and overcome your low mood. What are values? A value is something that is important to you. Everyone's values are different, and there are no right or wrong values to have. No one else can tell you what your values are, although sometimes you may feel under pressure to live by other people's values. For example, your parents, friends, or even society as a whole. Here are some examples of what values you may hold: religion, family relationships, friendships, physical well-being. Values are important because they can help guide us through life. They help us to make decisions, can guide our behaviour, and can be linked to specific activities. If you consistently engage in activities that are linked to your values, this can improve your mood. Once you have identified your values and interests, you can take realistic steps to translate the values into enjoyable activities. For example, your identified value may be to spend more time with your family. An activity that supports this value is having a family game night. This can then be achieved by buying a board game to play. Recognizing your strengths plays an important role in overcoming low mood. Throughout life, you often only remember the bad things that people have said about you, or the times that you feel you have failed. This, unsurprisingly, can make you feel sad and can lower your mood. You can change this by beginning to remember the skills that you have, the qualities that you hold, and the achievements that you have made. Take a moment to think about 4 strengths of yourself. These can be things that you have done well, your achievements, compliments you have been given about yourself, or about the things that you have done. Relaxation is another important method to overcome your low mood, as it puts your body and mind to rest. It does this by directing you away from negative thoughts and feelings, and replaces your unhelpful coping methods by keeping you in the moment. Relaxation can be practiced through rest, or mindfulness and meditation. Having a regular sleep routine helps to calm and restore the body, improving concentration and regulating your mood. Mindfulness and meditation is about taking the time to completely be present in the moment. You can practice this by taking a short walk or staying in a quiet place, being completely aware of all your surroundings and all your It's okay not to always feel okay. We are often overwhelmed by our feelings, but it is important to take a deep breath and realize that there are always going to be times where we feel low. The important thing is to seek support during these times and continue to practice challenging your negative thoughts, filling in your activity diaries, and recognizing your strengths. If you feel that things are getting a little bit too difficult for you to handle on your own, let's work on them together. The CWP team at Southwark aim to help young people that are experiencing mild to moderate feelings of low mood every day. Here are some useful contact details on how to reach us. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about how to overcome your low mood by making small adjustments to your thoughts and behaviours. Thank you for taking the time to listen.